Hi everyone, happy Saturday. You know that means I'm crafting. So today I'm going to show you two cards. I'm going to make one shaker card and one regular card. And I'm going to be using the Gnome Matter Stampin' Thin Cut. I'm also going to be using the Shaker Window and Confetti Thin Cut. This makes our shakers. So I went ahead and did a lot of the pre-work for the sake of the video, but I will explain everything I did. So this is, how cute is that? Here's our little gnome guy. And I also used the timber cardstock. And what I did here is I ran him through, I ran the thin cut through because this set comes with the stamp set and the thin cuts. So all I did was run him through with the timber cardstock, and then I just cut out for his hat out of the cardstock. And then I went ahead and colored him in using the tri-blend markers. I also used the shimmer brush for his beard, and I think he came out really cute. And you can't really tell, but I put some black shimmer brush on his booties there. Okay, and then I went ahead and stamped the background. This is going to be the background of our shaker, and I used a variety of tri-blend markers on this, and I also used the gold shimmer brush and the clear shimmer brush just to give it some dimension. And I know it's very hard to see, but okay, so I'll explain the shaker. So what you do is when you're going to create a shaker, I cut this piece out on the white cardstock, and that's your background. And then I did gold glitter with this piece, and that's going to create the ring around your shaker. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this little guy together. And today we're going to be making a double gatefold card. Okay, so this is going to be our card, and again I use the timber cardstock here. Okay, so all you do with this is you're going to use a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, double-sided, and you're going to cut it at 5.5, okay? And then you're going to score at 2, 4, 8, and 10. And then using your bone folder, you're going to crease inward at the 4 and the 8 folds, and then opposite direction. So you're going to make this gate fold right here. Super easy. Okay, so again, take your 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, cut it in 5.5, score it at 2, 4, 8, and 10. Take your folds inward for those two, outward for the side panels. Then what you're going to do is you're going to line up at 2 3/4 on each side. Put that in your trimmer, and then you're going to cut the edge off on both sides. You're going to save that, and that piece is what's right here. Okay, so very simple to make, and this is a double gatefold card. Okay, so I cut my inside piece. This is 5. Oh, I'll have to get you. What was this piece? This piece was 3.5 by 5. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to adhere this down in the middle. Okay, so that's the inside of my card. And now what we're going to do is put together, I'm just going to put that aside for now. We're going to put together our shaker. So like I said, this is your back piece of your shaker. I'm going to be using our shaker window foam and acetate. These are amazing, makes making shaker cards super easy. And I also went ahead from my stash and put together some of my sequins and my seed beads, which is going to go inside here. So a trick you want to do also is using an embossing buddy is you want to just lightly rub your back panel with the embossing buddy so these don't quite stick to it. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to, these come inside, you get inside the shaker window and foam, you get your outside ring and you get your acetate window piece. So what's really good about these is when you take off your shaker trim, you're left with all these pop dots that I use constantly. Okay, so you just pull this off. And look at that. That's a whole bunch of pop squares. Okay, so what you're going to do is, the way I like to do this is hold this in my hand so that it kind of lines up perfectly. And kind of just put it down. And see, I went over a little bit. That's okay, because once you put your trim on it, it's going to cover. And because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, if you could see any of that, I just trim it off. No big deal at all. Okay. So then what you want to do is you want to put in your sequins. Okay, I think that's enough. I want a little extra of the seed beads, so I'm going to throw some of those in here. Okay, great. Okay, what I like to do is just something to hold this so it doesn't, because sometimes you'll find they'll pop all over the place. And then carefully, you just pull off the backing, because this is double-sided. Sorry for my phone. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take the acetate piece. This is the clear piece that's going to go on top of your window. But there is a piece of film over this. So it really, if you don't know that, I know a lot of people who never realized that that was there. You want to remove this, otherwise it looks very dull. So you remove the piece of film, and then all you do is spread out. Oh, look at that. See, it's very touchy when you touch these. Oh. Lay down. There you go. You have your shaker. Very easy to do. Okay, so now you want to adhere your trim around that, and see how I did go over a little bit, but once the trim goes on, you don't even see that. Okay, so I'm going to use adhesive here. Okay. Again, just to line it up, to make sure it's even. There you go. Really cute. Okay, so let's continue on here. So now what I'm planning on doing is I want to make the middle of this the shaker, but since the shaker only is going to stay to the one side of the card, you're going to only put adhesive down on the left side so that when we open this, it's not sticking to the other side. Okay, and then we're going to put our little guy right here. How cute is that? So when it opens, it's going to open like that. So again, we're going to try to just put our glue down, and you want to put a nice amount so that it really sticks to it. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to take our little gnome here, and same thing. I only want part of him on the shaker, so I'm only going to put adhesive on that. If you can see, I'm only going to put adhesive on that side of him so that he can kind of just hang off the shaker. So I kind of imagined this card, and I didn't make it previous to this video, and I think it did work out pretty well. There you go. Double gatefold card. Okay. I think that's really cute. Okay, so the second card we're going to make is, I played with another gnome. And this is kind of the setup here. Oh, and I also want to say, these are stamped with the intense black ink. And then when I cut pieces, I like to ink the edges. So I just use a sponge dauber, I use some espresso ink, and I just ink my edges. Okay, so. I think that looks cute. That's kind of what it's going to look like. So a few things with this. Again, I used the tri-blend markers. I used an enamel dot for his little pom-pom here, a gold glitter enamel dot. I colored his beard in with the shimmer brush. And then I'll give you some of these dimensions. So this is a regular A2 size card. And then my back panel is 4 by 5 1/4. That would be the black piece. So to make these squares here, I used the timber cardstock, and this was one piece of cardstock, and that's the other side of it. Okay, so this piece is 1 1/2 by 1 3/4. This is 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. And I just made sure that when I cut the cardstock, I wanted the trees to go in the right direction. So just be mindful of that. This piece here is 1 1/2 by 3 1/4. And this piece here is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And again, I just inked the edges, so we're just going to put that together. And then I used some gold glitter cardstock. These don't have any special dimensions. Then I used just gold cardstock and then black. I just fussy cut that out after I stamped it. So what I did here was I used the Versamark ink, and then I put gold and embossed it. So that's gold embossing powder, and heated that. And I think that came out really cute. And then the inside, I just used a stamp from my stash. May your Christmas be cozy and bright. So let's put this together now. Okay, so I'll adhere down my inside piece. Oh, what's going on here? Maybe I ran, nope. We'll just use, I love it. This is my favorite liquid glue, art glitter glue. It's awesome. Okay. And then we'll take our black base panel. What's good about the glitter glue is you have like a second before it dries, so if you need to move something around, it works out great. Okay, so I just want to line these up so I know where they're going to go. I have a few more cards that I'm going to make, and I'll just post them a little later. And again, there are more cards using the gnomes, using shakers. And you can find all these products on my website by going to closetomyheart.com. And to find me, I'm Crafty Diva USA. So if you go to craftydivausa.closetomyheart.com, you'll go directly into my site. Okay, and then that one goes there. I'm just lining it up. No, we're gonna do, and here's another trick that I do. Sometimes when you cut out your cardstock, you get like little, again, I'm like a perfectionist, you get like little, I don't know, frayed edges. So what I do is I keep a nail file, and I just lightly take my nail file, and that cleans up all my edges, because your paper trimmer, after a while, you have to replace your blade. But to give you a little extra life out of your blade, I just go ahead and do that. So, okay, everything looks good because I already did that. I saw a little bit here. So see, you just take your nail file and it just files off the little edges. Okay, so that's my base piece, the glitter, then the gold, and then the black. So I think I'm going to adhere the gold straight down, and I'm going to pop up the other layers. So kind of a little higher because my sentiment's going to go in the middle also. Okay. And then, great. Okay, so we'll put our sentiment down also. I think the stamp set is really, really cute. And again, I love the tri-blend markers. What I used here is the color was dull green. And what's good about this is you get 3 different markers. So you have your dark end, then your mid color of that shade, and then your lighter color of that shade. So these tri-blend markers are really good. And all I did here was I took the dark edge, the dark end, and I just did an outline, and then a little bit of the mid, I also outlined it, and then I took the lighter shade and just colored it in. And I also have a blender one, which is no color, and then you can just take that and go over it, and it kind of just blends it together. Okay, so the next layer I'm going to do is this gold, and I'm going to pop that up. I'm either going to use, I can use our 3D foam tape, or I can use the pop squares. I'll just use the foam tape for this part, and I'll use the pop squares for the little gnome. Just line that up. Great. And then, like I said, I'm going to put our little guy right here, and I'm going to pop him up on some foam squares. I love dimension. Just layer him in the middle. I think what I'm going to do is just layer this directly to the gold. Just for mailing purposes, so it's not so thick. Oh, I think that looks really cute so far. Okay, so now same thing here. I'm going to pop this up using 3D foam tape. So, and then I'm going to take the Merry Christmas, and I'm just going to adhere it straight down to there. Okay, there we go. Really cute. And you can add some more, I'm probably going to add some more enamel dots, maybe one over here and one over here, or 3 down here in the corner. But I think that came out really cute. So again, this is the Gnome Matter stamp set and thin cut. And I also used, for this Merry Christmas sentiment, I used the Say It With Style, Say It in Style, and there's the Merry Christmas right there. This just has a lot of different sentiments for the entire year, pretty much covers the entire year on here. So this is in the core catalog, and that's a D size stamp, D1283. Okay, so I kind of showed you how to put a shaker together using the shaker window foam and acetate, and we created a double gatefold card here. So that's one. And then just this cute sketch using some double-sided cardstock and some glitter, and I think they came out really cute. So again, you can find all these products on my website, and I will post a picture of the other cards that I'm going to make in a little while. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.